All right, you for the equities market. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin, and some of the crypto market caps for now. And then tomorrow we'll do an altcoin video. So for Bitcoin dominance, if we look at it from a weekly perspective, we're still on our journey to the downside. I think the bounce back is finished. And so sticking the hole from Monday all the way to Saturday for it to finish. So you've had a bounce back there, as you can see, and now we're coming back down. So now this is the caveat here. So what you should see on this, let's go to the daily chart. Actually, let's go to the weekly chart first. So on the weekly chart, we're going to come down, and wherever we close on Sunday midnight, that close, you're going to get a bounce back again. So similar to how we close this candle, we've got a bounce back. You're going to get a bounce back on it. The key issue here we need to be careful about with Bitcoin dominance is so from here, we've gone down, let's say we've broken this base and we've gone down here as one level. This is two, and we're going to get our third level on the daily chart. After that, you can expect the dominance will bounce up quite hard. It will bounce hard. At least it will come back to about 60.5 at the very least. Let's put a line there here, and we can put some text on it. Bounce level after week closes. So that's the caveat, and that's going to be quite a bit. So even if it comes from here, and let's say even if we get here and it comes, that's we have almost about 5% on dominance. That's going to really crush the altcoins, right? So this move down is a great opportunity for you to take profit. And if you even bring it back to the monthly chart, I think we'll close red on the month. But again, you're going to get a bounce back on it, especially as we've already touched the middle of the KC channel on the monthly chart. You're going to get a bounce back. So if this weekend brings us back to somewhere here, let's say we come here, we're coming back into this week, right? If it brings us anywhere near here, we can expect it to be quite big in terms of the move back to the upside. So at the very least, if it comes here, the least you can expect it to do is to come back to the middle of the band, which is 58.7. Now from 56 to 58.7, that's going to put a damper on the altcoins. After that, it's going to go down some more, but and that will give us a third move to the downside on the monthly chart, which is what I would expect anyway for us to do three levels to the 3 months in a row going down and then have a strong move back to the upside. So month will close, and I think September as well will close red on dominance, but there will be a bounce back, and that bounce back could go high. It could even come all the way up to here, 61. So I think we just have to prepare ourselves for that. So in a nutshell, we expect dominance Saturday, the 30th of August. You expect it to continue its journey to the downside today and tomorrow. And then Monday morning, early morning, you can expect it to start bouncing up based on the weekly setup here. So uh, the altcoins are going to enjoy themselves this Saturday and Sunday because dominance will be falling. And from into next week, you can expect that there will be fireworks. If you watch my equities video, the equities are going to fall next week. So, Bitcoin is likely to fall as well. And if dominance is going to gain strength, then your altcoins are going to be in trouble. So, this weekend is a great opportunity to get some profit on alts if you're in profit, or protect your account as much as possible, that you don't get wiped out next week. Okay, that's Bitcoin dominance. Let's go into, I want to cover the dominance. So let's start with the others dominance as well. Let's start with the monthly chart. So again, this is very, very good. It's a very positive, it's the dominance excluding the top 10. So the smallest charts, smallest coins doing really well. This is a very, very strong chart. Says more upside. The only thing is, when you close green like this on the monthly chart, you'd expect that you're gonna come and test the wick. So, we put our golden line somewhere here and say, at the very least, we will test the wick of this candle when the month closes. Wick of candle, monthly chart. Okay, that's where the bounce back I think will come to. It could go slightly lower. Wherever it gets to, I think today to continue going up and maybe inch up to about 8.29 to tomorrow. Then you have a strong pullback, and then you go. That's when you're going to get your big boom back to the other side. That's something I'm watching on the monthly chart. I bring it to the weekly chart. Again, it's very, very strong. It's still on the trend line. The trend line is held with trend line, which goes all the way back to the beginning. So cuts through here, cuts through there. It's been a support for this fall. Expect it to hold, but we get back up to somewhere. You'd expect us to pull back quite a bit. Expect us to continue going up into today and tomorrow, but early next week, probably Monday, Tuesday, even into probably Wednesday, you'd expect us to kind of back and then continue the journey to the upside. So this is looking very, very good. Now let's move on and look at total three monthly chart. Again, that is also looking good. So we're going to close green on the month, means, and we're closing higher than this, so higher closes. So again, when we close, you can expect that it will probably pull back into this wick somehow before we continue our journey, the upside, and we're going to go higher. I'm still expecting 1.4 trillion on the three market cap before we collapse. When it gets there, I know we so it's looking good in terms of total as well after a monthly close pullback, and chart is looking bullish because obviously I think keep pushing up today and tomorrow. So push it slightly higher. It'll be good if we can close higher than this close. It'll be good. We'll see how that close looks like on Sunday. I kind of maybe do another update on this on Sunday, depending on the close of the weekly chart. But the monthly chart should close green anyway. Okay, so that is total three. And then let's move on to Bitcoin master. Let's go to Bitcoin. And so likely closes red on the month. We likely we close red on the month. Monthly close will be red, which means downside. I think that the pullback will bring us all the way to about 98,000. I think we'll get to 98,000 before we go up. This liquidity will be taken. So this liquidity will be taken before happens in terms of a reversal to the upside. You look at this one here. You had a monthly close red, and guess what? You came down, then bounced up. Okay, takes the liquidity back. So be surprised we come down, here or back maybe just into the zone here, go back up, take some liquidity, and then pull back down. See what and this monthly chart would look like. We come all the way back down to. I mean, it looks like far-fetched, but it's not impossible. It could come all the way down to what 85,000. It's possible on this monthly chart. If these are going to drop 11%, then also drop 11%. So they from here or from wherever the bounce, I think this weekend you get a bounce on this candle. So to say 100 and let's say 113,000, or even if we get all the way up back up here, 115K, let's call it 115K, and you drop about 11%, 15%, yeah, that's about 98,000. So be about the zone that I think fall to on the monthly chart. Let's to the weekly chart. So the weekly chart, you can see that there's liquidity sitting here, which I think they will take. There's a lot of liquidity here, so and it's close to price. So wick in and then continue going up would be what I'd expect. But I think here we're more likely to do some consolidation a little bit, and potentially you could do another wick down again before. So I think there's downside on Bitcoin. Today it's looking more like you would go up because there's a lot of liquidity sitting on this candle here. Plenty of it, right? All the way up to here, there's liquidity. All the way from to here. So for me, I think they take some of that liquidity back. Market makers don't like you to party too much. So all the liquidity here, I think potentially can be taken. At the very least, it would take it back up all the way up to here, which is around, take it all the way up to here, which is sitting around, the tops here, 113K. It can go all the way up to here as well, which is about 115K. So I won't be surprised if we go up to 115K before we continue the journey to the downside, because 4 hours is showing signs that to do that. And if you look at this 4 hour chart, You have divergences all over here. You know, look at the how I count my levels. Um, you see that that is how, you know, so, you know, move on and say, okay, look, done one leg to the downside here. We've done two, and we have a divergence on it, a good divergence on it. The only thing missing is strong volume. So, you know, could go all the way here and even all the way back, because again, there's also some liquidity sitting at the top here, between here and here. Okay. So they would come and wick it all the way back up to here, which is around the 100. So maximum, let's bigger and say maximum move here. The maximum move is up to here. So, you know, zone for next week. Okay. So, weekend, I think it's the weekend into next week. Saturday, Sunday into early next week. Okay. So that'll be the zone where I'd expect us to bounce to, and then continue the journey into the liquidity zone, which is sitting here, and then maybe even slightly lower. I think 98K is possible. So that outlook on Bitcoin, Saturday and Sunday, most likely get bounced to somewhere in this zone, and continue the journey, and then start falling and continue the journey back into this zone to create the last level, because you're only down one and two. So I'd expect us to do the last level leg to the downside on this 4-hour chart, which marries with what was on the weekly chart in terms of a fall as well. So that's and I think that's all I wanted to cover for cryptos. Coins, you're going to get a bounce this Saturday into Sunday, because obviously Bitcoin dominance falling and Bitcoin rising. Yeah, so you're going to get a bounce up. Make sure you take some profit. This is just my ideas, and you know, so I'm just sharing it. Take it with a pinch of salt. Do your own research and accountable for your own decisions. And all the best in the coming week.